Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm going to show you the way I rig my long lines. This is the way I have found is best for me because I'm always setting my long lines out by myself typically. So my long lines go out of the boat easy and they come back into the boat easy. I always store my long lines in these collapsible trash cans that you can get at like Home Depot. They collapse down to almost nothing. So they don't take up room on the boat. I used to store them in like the brute trash cans and they just take up so much space on the boat once your long lines are out. Once the long lines are out of these, collapse them back down and they take up almost no space. The next thing you're gonna need is decoys. Mine are freshly painted. You can check out some of my other videos to see how I paint them. And then the other thing is your anchor rope. My anchor rope's sitting about 70 feet long. Most of the spots I hunt are not over 20 feet. So I like to put 20 feet on the front, 20 feet on the back. That gives some wiggle room depending on where the depth is for that specific spot that I'm hunting. My deepest spots are typically out in the Delaware Bay where I hunt, but I will have to add length to my anchor lines if I'm going north, going up to Massachusetts, or if I'm going up to Maine, I'll have to add length. My anchor line's already sprawled out behind me. There's all kinds of different weights that you can use. These are literally just two random pieces of iron. We're duck hunters. We don't use anything fancy. At least I don't use anything fancy. I have anything from random pieces of iron to sash weights. I don't think I have any concrete blocks at the moment. I've got dive weights, anything that's heavy that I can find that's just laying around. Brake rotors are great because you can go to any local shop and usually they'll just give you them from ones that they've taken off the cars. So you can get them cheap as well. So all your decoys should be rigged up with the decoy clips. These are, a lot of commercial fishermen use them. A lot of people use them on their long lines for decoys. It allows you to be able to change out your decoys really quickly. If this one gets shot, busted up, I can just take this off, clip a new one on instead of having to tie them on. So I've already grabbed a spot on my line where I want my first decoy, and all I'm gonna do is get this untangled, open the clip, take your line where you want it, clip it on, just like that. Now that decoy is attached. Now it's just taking your decoys and going, I go over about 2 to 3 foot, depending how long your drops are. And clip on the next decoy and just continue that until you get your rig as full or as empty as you want it. Really comes down to what your preference is. That 12 number seems to be pretty well. I wouldn't go usually less than like 8 decoys, but really, like I said, preference. You could have 3 or 4 that are real, or 2 or 3 that are real full, and then you just run a shorter one that's only got 8 or so decoys on it. You'll see I got some white wings painted. They're the ones without heads. I mix them in here and there. It just gives a little more splash of white. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Do about 4 more. You can see I already have my anchor line sprawled out along the concrete. My relief cuts are at about 15.5 feet. So that made it real easy for me to lay this out. If you have something at your driveway, anything like that, that's easy that you have marked out or that's easy to mark out, just zigzag back and forth. It's gonna make it a lot easier on you when you go to clip on and see where your decoys are clipped on so that you can space them out properly. I run about 12 decoys per line. And then every now and then, I'll leave a bigger gap, usually one per line, maybe two, that's closer to like 6 feet, because it makes it seem like there's a bigger gap there for the birds to come land into, and they're going to want to try and pitch into those gaps that you have on your line. And just like that, it's rigged up. Next thing is just piling them into your bag. So it's always weight first. All right, so now that you got all your decoys in there, you're gonna coil the rest of your rope in there. You're gonna wanna find one of the side handles on your bags. And I always go 2-3 feet up from the weight, tie a little loop on the end. Now I'll always know how to get to my weight easily. If it shifts to the bottom of the bag, just come in here, undo this little loop, and I can get to my weight super easy. And now they're ready to go be hunted over. I don't know if this is something you guys have noticed, but this is a design I did up. It's a black duck with the Maryland flag logo. If it's something you're interested in, I'll put the link to my website in the description down below. Love it if you help support. Thank you. Yes. As you can tell, I got a little bit of a decoy collection. There's 30 to 34 dozen decoys that I use somewhere all throughout the season. They all get used. So, from field spreads to large water spreads to smaller backwater stuff, we do it all here. And there they go. They're all packed up, stored away now, out of the way. We'll get them back down at the end of November, beginning of December, and try and get after some sea ducks again. I think the first time these guys will get used will probably be up in Massachusetts when we go after some eiders and some scoters. So stay tuned. I'll probably try and get that hunt on video with me and my buddies. Thanks for watching along. If there's anything you'd like to see, let me know. I'll try and shoot it as we get ready and get closer to waterfowl season and bird season. Dove comes in first here in Maryland, so that's what we'll be getting after first.